What's going on, guys? It's CJ, and today we're going to be doing a very casual video. I don't really have a script written for this one. I'm just going to kind of talk over this video. This is going to be my initial attempts at jumping into painting minis. This is not the first mini that I've painted, but I've recently started actually painting them a lot. I'm using just basic acrylic paint from Walmart, as I showed in the start of the video, the apple barrel stuff. And I have one Citadel brush. Otherwise, I've just got brushes that I had purchased at Walmart, and this is just kind of my initial dipping of my toes into mini painting. So far, I'm really enjoying it. But today we're painting a REMORHAZ. I just used it last night in a one-shot against my usual group. Our normal campaign we couldn't play. DM was out busy, so we ended up doing a one-shot in the Arctic, and it was probably the funnest encounter out of the fight from the DM perspective for me, because our wizard kept misty stepping out of its mouth and preventing it from really doing some major damage. But yeah, we'll start here with some white paint just to kind of do the carapace. I didn't really want to do just the way that it was on the box, so we're going with a little more Arctic look to it, and then the orange on the back to signify where it does have the heat body ability to kind of give it that fiery look to an extent too. But like I said, this is just a jump into painting, and it kind of shows that you can paint something that looks not ridiculously bad with just basic, like, these are 50-cent paints from like my local Walmart, so it's nothing major there. The most expensive thing that I use in this is here in a little while I'm going to break out a single Citadel wash that I got from the local game store with some store credit, and I ended up actually not really using it much on this. I ended up undoing what I had done with it, but this is kind of my initial thoughts. So here I'm just painting the back carapace of it orange, kind of hitting the spines with some orange too. I wanted it to have that Arctic light blue white look, just to kind of signify, because the campaign that I was running it in was in Icewind Dale, the Sword Coast. I've been listening to the Drizzt books a lot, and it kind of gave me inspiration to want to do a little one-shot up in that area. But I've noticed that the one thing that I really had to just kind of let myself do is be a little sloppy with the paint sometimes, because you can always go back and fix the details. So like these spines are not neatly done yet until I can go back in with some blue and fix it up here as I'm doing, and painting the hands with a bone color to kind of give them that look. We ended up doing the face white also to match with the carapace, and kind of fading it into the blue and orange at the top. But like I said, being a little messy is fine. Just going back and fixing it, I've learned, is a lot easier than trying to get it completely perfect, because I have somewhat shaky hands when I'm doing it, hence why I'm kind of laying the mini down every so often. I'm still a complete beginner at this, so take my advice with a grain of salt, because I honestly have not much of a clue of what I'm doing. I've just done my research on YouTube, watching Miniac and a few others, following their tips, learning what to do and how to do it. Here I'm just going in and fixing up, I believe, the orange that I overspilled with the blue, to kind of tidy it up a little bit, to prepare for the next couple steps. Right now, I believe we're going to be painting the eyes. I'm going to start with a little bit of orange, and I believe I hit it with some yellow to kind of, my only real attempt at highlighting so far. I haven't really tried any advanced techniques. The most advanced we'll go here is I'm going to dry brush once we complete this. I believe I'm adding some bone color here to the face to kind of give it a little bit more of a horned texture to its face there, instead of just being the white like the rest. I did have a reference image that I'll try and find and put in the link to the description below of somebody else's mini that they painted, and I really liked their color scheme, so I tried to emulate it to an extent, but also try to put my own take on it. We used a darker teal blue there on the horns to paint them in, just kind of give some more contrast to it. And then it appears, what am I doing here? I think I was touching up the white a little bit on the body there. Now I'm dry brushing on the spine. I end up dry brushing a yellow to kind of highlight the easy way on that orange, and then dry brushing orange and blue into the scales there with blue onto the white on the body to kind of give it that Arctic-y, snowy look. Dry brushing, I've learned, is the easiest way of trying to highlight if you're not feeling comfortable enough yet to try and do it with a small brush manually, so dry brushing is the much faster version. And then I decided I'm just going to paint the base here with some white, kind of thin coats to let some of that blue still shine through, almost like it's like kind of a bad paint job, but I ended up liking the way it looked. And then after I finish this white and let it dry, which in this room that I'm painting is insanely hot, so it dried very fast, I'm going to go in with a dry brush of blue to kind of emphasize the ice here. This is the Citadel wash I was talking about. I decided I was going to use it on the horns and the eyes and the mouth to try and give them kind of like a shine to it, because this is a gloss wash to kind of make them look a little slimy. I also started to do it on the face, but was unhappy with the way it looked, so I ended up going back in with white paint and undoing the face. I think I'm going to try and pick up maybe a light blue wash of some sort and then wash it and try and give that scaly or that like gross slimy appearance to it, and do it eventually later. But like I said, here's the dry brush and the blue onto the ice, and that's how I ended up my REMORHAZ. That was my first attempt at painting anything like that. I did do a ice giant, which I'll show you here on screen, that I'm much happier with. I like it much better. I'm probably not done with the REMORHAZ yet. I'll probably update it and do some more on it, but this is just showing that you can start out painting just for the hobby, just for the fun, to have color on some minis on the table for your D&D sessions with absolutely nothing. I mean, I used 3 different colors, I think, here, really, and mixed them together, and so that's $1.50 of paint to paint this thing. If you add in the wash, I think I paid $7 for it, and you can get a set of brushes for like $4 at Walmart, so around $10 to $15 you can paint minis for next to nothing, that is, just to have some nice color, and it's honestly very stress relieving. So any critiques and comments are very much appreciated to help me make my things look a little better. I'm all for that. Like I said, check out Miniac. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. He's helped me by watching his videos. Has helped me to get to the point that I'm at, which isn't very great, but it's better than it would have been without his tips. And other than that, thanks guys for watching. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.